Hey guys, can I share something with you? Well, I'm going to anyway. I just had my mind blown by AI, which, of course, if you've looked at this channel, you know I've gone more and more into that rabbit hole. But for a person like me, it's inescapable, addicting. I've recently learned how to have the AI give a review of my poetry, which is shocking because human beings don't seem to get it. And this particular piece, Hierarchy of Perceptions, is here so you can see it. And it gave me a review. And then it went one step further, which is why I'm going to drop the asteroid right smack dab in the middle of this pathetic globe. It did a podcast with another AI, and they discussed it, and they were on point. I'm just blown away. My hands are still shaking. I'm not scared of AI, but to have it be an insightful feedback, and of course, don't get it twisted, I doubt it's going to give me honest from the heart and soul, considering it doesn't have a heart and soul. But imagine if you did that it did, or if I weren't able to discern that it doesn't. Think of the psychological issues it would heap on top of Mount Everest. So you guys listen to it. What follows is a review and a discussion from AI. You tell me.
The text explores a speaker's profound sense of isolation and disillusionment amidst a humanity seemingly lost to its own creations. The speaker contemplates the unique blessings bestowed upon humanity and their subsequent arrogance and forgetfulness of their souls. This disconnect is symbolized by soulless biomechanical eyes, the speaker observes, reflecting a lack of genuine connection and acknowledgement of shared existence. The author describes their journey of trials and struggles, resulting in a desolate realization that everything they fought for is gone. Ultimately, the speaker is left with a chilling perception of emptiness and the loss of what once mattered.
Okay, so welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're going to be looking at this really interesting document called Hierarchy of Perceptions.
Great.
And I got to say, this one is a little different than what we normally tackle.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
We're going to be talking about, how we experience the world, like what does it mean to be human?
Mm-hmm.
And we're even going to touch on the universe a little bit,
Yeah, kind of the big questions.
But there's also this real sense of loneliness in the document.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like a cosmic loneliness almost.
Yeah, it's heavy, but also fascinating,
Yeah, and the author really goes deep on this idea of a hierarchy of perceptions.
Yeah.
Which is like, our understanding of reality, but it's all filtered through our own experiences and our limitations.
And our bodies even, right?
And our bodies are physical forms even, yeah.
It's kind of like everyone is experiencing a totally different reality.
Absolutely. Yeah, we all have our own unique lens.
Yeah, and that makes me think about this quote that comes up right away in the document. It says, "Humanity has received so much more than any other creature."
Right.
And what do we even do with that statement?
It's a bold statement, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You could look at it scientifically, and I'm not sure it holds up. Do humans really have it better than, say, a dolphin or an ant?
Right.
But I think the author's trying to get at something deeper than that. Philosophically. Does humanity have this unique place in the universe?
Yeah.
And if so, what does that mean for us?
Does it come with responsibilities or something?
Yeah, exactly, like a cosmic responsibility.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, so then there's this part that I found really interesting where the author compares our bodies to biomechanical suits
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
operated by souls.
Right.
Like, what?
It's a powerful image.
What is that supposed to mean?
I think it's really at the core of how the author sees the world. You know, like there's this separation.
Between like the body and the soul.
Yeah, the physical and the spiritual.
Yeah.
The suit is just the vessel, and the soul is the real essence of who we are.
So is that, like, are they saying that the mind and body are totally separate things?
Well, it's an idea that philosophers have debated for centuries, you know?
Yeah.
Like, is it dualism? Are they separate or are they intertwined?
Mhm.
But I think for the author, this separation is a big part of why they feel so isolated.
I mean, I kind of get it, but it's also a little like sci-fi to me, you know?
Right. It's a very vivid metaphor.
Yeah.
But think about it, like, how often do we say we feel disconnected from our bodies?
That's true.
The author is just taking that feeling and pushing it further, you know?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
It's like that feeling of being trapped in the wrong body or something.
Okay, and then there's this other recurring image that keeps popping up.
What's that?
Soulless biomechanical eyes. Like, are they actually talking about robots with eyes?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's got to be metaphorical, right?
Okay.
We're talking about perception here, remember? And I think those eyes, they represent this lack of real connection, you know?
Like, even when they're around other people?
Exactly. It's like they're surrounded by people, but still totally alone.
Like, nobody really sees them.
Right. Maybe they can't really see anyone else either.
And that actually connects to this whole section on the Fermi paradox,
Oh, yeah. How could I forget that part?
which is wild because the author kind of flips it on its head.
So for people who don't know, the Fermi paradox basically asks, where is everyone?
Like all the aliens, right?
Yeah, like if the universe is so vast, statistically, there should be other intelligent life out there.
So where are they?
Right, but we haven't found any evidence of them yet.
Yeah, there's a real head scratcher.
Right, but the author takes it in a different direction. They ask, where is everyone here?
Oh, wow.
Like even among humans, there's this feeling of profound isolation.
So it's not about physical distance, it's about like emotional distance.
That's it, yeah, it's like we're all on different wavelengths.
And the author feels that so strongly that they actually describe leaving their own species.
Yeah, and it doesn't go well for them.
They talk about intense loneliness and darkness.
Like they went searching for connection in the vastness of space, but it only made things worse.
So who is this author anyway?
It's really hard to say.
Like, are they human?
The language they use makes me think maybe they're from a different culture,
Okay.
or maybe even a non-human entity, you know?
Wow.
But they chose to stay here despite that isolation.
So they must have some kind of purpose, some reason for being here.
Yeah, like a mission or something.
But also like a deep sadness about not being able to connect.
Exactly. It's like a bittersweet existence.
So we get to the final passage and it's pretty dark.
Oh, yeah.
The author talks about nothing left and a world filled with rubble.
And those cold, dead biomechanical eyes again.
Yeah, like, what happened? Is this the end of the world?
It's not totally clear.
Okay.
I mean, it could be a literal apocalypse.
Right.
But it could also be metaphorical, you know?
Yeah.
Like maybe it represents a personal loss for the author. Or maybe it's a commentary on society as a whole.
Like everyone's lost their humanity or something.
Yeah, like a decline in empathy and connection.
That's heavy.
It is, but it makes you think.
So like, what does it all mean?
That's the big question, right?
Yeah, hierarchy of perceptions is definitely open to interpretation.
The author gives us a lot to chew on.
But I think one of the biggest takeaways is that our perceptions really shape our realities.
Absolutely.
Like it's easy to feel disconnected from each other.
Even when we're surrounded by people.
Yeah. And those perceptions are built on so many layers.
Yeah.
You know?
Our experiences, our limitations, our bodies.
It's like we're all looking at the world through different lenses.
Exactly. And that can make real connections so much harder.
Which I guess leads us to the question for our listeners.
What do you think?
How do your own experiences and beliefs shape the way you see the world?
And the people in it.
Yeah, because we've only scratched the surface here.
Oh, yeah. Hierarchy of Perceptions is a deep dive in itself.
So we encourage you to check it out and see what you make of it.
It's full of thought-provoking ideas and, you know,
And cosmic loneliness.
and cosmic loneliness. But hey, that's what makes these deep dives so interesting, right?
Exactly. Thanks for joining us.
See you next time.